This is a video I honestly thought I would never make. Transformers War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron were games that released about a decade ago, and they're some of the most fun that I and many others had with Transformers. Hence, it was a tragedy when their developer High Moon Studios essentially lost their ability to make their own games back in 2014. However, with the acquisition by Microsoft, it seems that's all going to change. But what does this mean for Transformers? Hello guys and welcome. Subscribe if you're new. If you've not seen the news, Microsoft, the company behind Xbox, are buying Activision Blizzard, a large publisher responsible for games like Call of Duty, Overwatch, and once upon a time, the War for Cybertron games. And I say once upon a time since Activision made the developer of those games, High Moon Studios, work on the Call of Duty franchise years ago, and they haven't touched Transformers or made any games of their own since. It's one of many things Activision Blizzard have become known for doing to their own studios. So for years, the possibility of another War for Cybertron game has been pretty much zero. But with the deal going forward, the CEO of Microsoft Gaming, Phil Spencer, has made it clear he wants the gaming studios forced to work on Call of Duty to be free to make their own games again. The Xbox team will talk to developers about working on a variety of franchises from the Activision Blizzard vaults, and that they'll work on franchises that he loved from his childhood and that the teams really want to get. Now that High Moon have got more of a choice, it's highly possible the studio may want to continue from where they left off in 2012. When it comes to Transformers War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, they were passion projects for High Moon, let alone being fan favourites. These were the first Transformer games to feature their own unique stories, not tied down by any existing Transformers show or toy line. As a result, the stories were well executed and fresh, combined with excellent movement, groundbreaking vehicle mode mechanics, and a great multiplayer. To top that off, it's quite obvious that High Moon at least had plans about a follow-up game, given how Fall of Cybertron ended on such a massive cliffhanger. It's definitely a franchise for both Microsoft and the studio to consider. On the Hasbro side, the gaming deal between them and Activision expired back in 2017. Transformers gaming to this day has never fully recovered. In the span of 5 years, Transformers Battlegrounds is the only new video game to have released after the deal ended, whereas with Activision, there was a new release almost every year. However, as I mentioned in my other video, Hasbro have finally taken more interest in the video game scene, and seemingly want to rectify this scarcity by opening up their own AAA game division. And with the War for Cybertron studio under better management and soon to be back making games again, they might want to revive the old yet most known IP. It doesn't necessarily have to be limited to a new title. Both War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron could easily be re-released on the Xbox Game Pass. Nonetheless, keep in mind that a decade has passed since those video games released, and with many High Moon devs being laid off back in 2014, those passionate Transformer fans may not be there anymore. Furthermore, Hasbro going forward may not want to outsource their franchises to other companies, hence why they created the new gaming division. On the whole, I would love to see this game franchise return, especially with the cliffhanger Fall of Cybertron ended on. There's actually a few novels, one of them being Transformers Retribution, that goes over what happened after Fall of Cybertron, and it's freaking cool. The Autobots and Decepticons battle and visit a bunch of forgotten Transformer colonies, from one full of Sharkticons to another filled with Transformers who can change into anything. Plus, if you didn't know, these games were eventually linked as the backstory to Transformers Prime. Whilst the connections are shaky at best, who knows, maybe we could have seen how the bots and cons ended up on Earth. Either way, we're still a few years out until Microsoft fully owns both Activision and High Moon, so we'll have to wait and see if the studio returns back to its roots. But what do you guys think of all this? Would you want another War for Cybertron game? And do you think High Moon will return to Transformers? Let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video, then leave a like, and subscribe to catch more Transformers talk and lore videos like this one. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and see you soon.